Hi, my name is Toby Dawson, and I'm 50 years old, but I feel like I'm 1,000. I've been suffering from excruciating pain for almost 20 years now. I was a CNA for 16 years, became one when I was 16, raised two children, did the best I could with what I was taught. And of course, neither one of them really even speak to me. I try, and I try, but you can only do so much, especially when I'm trying to fight just to exist and not run out into traffic. I've had a doctor for 13 years who is paralyzed from the neck down, with multiple sclerosis. I haven't put a gown on in a doctor's office in years, or had a doctor physically actually touch my body. They go by the scans that they take, and, oh yeah, you have this, you have that, but, there's nothing we can do. You're just going to have to live with it. And with my history of suicidal attempts and several different diagnoses of mental illness, and of course, since doctors don't help, self-medicate and drug use, no doctors will even listen to what you have to say because they're convinced that you're a drug addict and, you're mentally ill, so, it's all in your head. So I listened to the doctors and I went to psychiatrists, and they put me on meds that I was a complete zombie for 5 years of my life while my daughter was still a teenager. She became the mother. I verily don't remember much. I've blocked most of it out, but what I do remember, I didn't take showers for months until my daughter forced me into the shower. I barely spoke. Um, I was a shell of a person. And every month I went into mental health and sat and talked to some lady on a TV screen and told her I'm still depressed, I'm still suicidal, and I'm still in pain. And after 5 years of going there once a month, I went in thinking it was going to be like all the other appointments where, okay, bye-bye, see you next month. No, this time I went in, said the exact same thing. I'm still suicidal, I'm still in pain, and I'm still depressed. Mind you, gaining over 100 and some pounds in this 5 years. You're stable on your meds, so we're going to kick you off our service. You could get your psych meds from your primary doctor. That's when I met Pearson. I commend him for being a doctor still in his condition, but when he tries to offer me something I'm allergic to, and he's been my doctor for 13 years, okay, and prescribe me medication that could give me heart attacks with the medication he already had me on. And finally, my mother-in-law got very ill, and I had to take care of her. And I couldn't do it in the state that I was in, so I stopped taking the Risperidol, Depakote, Trazodone, and Wellbutrin. And I woke up. We were all sitting around the living room, and I laughed at something on the TV, and my mother-in-law, loved her to death, she's like, "Welcome back, Toby." And I didn't go anywhere. Yes, you did, for a very long time. And everybody kept saying, "You're obese, you're morbid obese, lose your weight and you'll feel better." So, of course, I've lost over 190 pounds, and now I'm in more pain than I ever was before. At least I had padding when I fall. And now they just don't want to listen to me. I have been begging for help for so many years, and a doctor that doesn't give a shit. I went to a rheumatologist a couple months ago that I found on my own, and he listened to me, but of course, I've been in pain for so long, I sound like a crazy person because I don't know where to even begin or where to start with all my symptoms. So I fall getting dressed to leave, and I can't get back up off the floor. And I just put my hands in my head in my hands and started crying and said, I don't want to live like this anymore. I asked for help up off the floor. They said help was coming. I sat on that cold tile floor with my pants around my ankles for 45 minutes. And then 2 cops come in to arrest me, to take me to jail because I was suicidal. Never once did they ask me, are you going to hurt yourself? They just kept telling me help was coming, and 3 cop cars came for little old me. I could have probably pulled out an AK-47. They probably would have shot me. But, so, I don't know what to do anymore, because now I've tried to call around to get a new primary doctor instead of the paralyzed doctor, and now you have to fill out applications to see if the doctor will take you. And with my medical history, and especially probably with what Pearson would say, no doctor is going to take me. But I do have maybe a little light at the end of the tunnel, because I have talked to the rheumatologist people again, and apparently he does want to try to find out what's wrong with me. So I do have an appointment with him again, but not until March 16th, 2020. So, but my struggle trying to find a primary doctor is not going well. And I do not want to go back to Pearson. He knows I have medical conditions that require specialists, and he refuses to send me to any of them. He says I'm stuck with him, and he's no specialist. I have conditions that should be treated monthly, and I've never been on any medication for any of them. And the meds that I was on for 5 years, because all the pain was in my head, could cause permanent brain damage. I guess when you're crazy, you don't pay attention to what you're taking. You just listen to the advice of a licensed doctor. Go figure. So I feel, in my opinion, that the doctors all around for the last 20 years of my life has stole it. Because I don't believe that I could suffer from all these mental illnesses. After every time I've tried to commit suicide, they re-diagnosed me. Bipolar, schizophrenic, post-traumatic stress, borderline personality disorder is my favorite. And the psychiatrist they send up to evaluate me to see if I can still get Social Security, I could spot a bipolar a mile away. Oh, well, good for you. And when we were talking about my life and stuff, she asked me if I had any legal problems, and I said, no, I've never been in trouble with the law. And that bitch, that's surprising with your history. What the fuck is that supposed to mean? How does she know me? I've been sitting here in this room for 10 minutes talking to this woman, and she knows my history? Fuck you. Nobody knows my history. Nobody cares to know my history. I've only tried to commit suicide the times that I have because I'm tired of being in fucking pain. If I could give my pain to somebody for 5 minutes, they would be screaming for me to take it back. Nobody understands. Nobody cares. I've been bitching and complaining for so long that everybody's gone deaf to it. And I understand that. But I am not lying. My body is shutting down. I have electric shocks, like somebody's sticking me with a taser periodically throughout the day, all over my body in different spots. You never know when it's going to hit. Or hot flashes that feel like I'm falling down a dark hole and I'm being buried alive by quicksand. But nobody understands that. Oh, it's just hot flashes because you had a hysterectomy. Well, I'm sorry to tell you, I have not came across another person, another woman that has ever had a hot flash like I have. I've gone to a chiropractor where I spent my own money to get x-rays, and she has told me that my neck is 109% curved the wrong way. My lower vertebrae, the last vertebrae in my spine, is squished and cracked like a beer can. So, why am I falling down? It's a mystery, isn't it? Why do I have headaches? Oh, I don't know. It's a mystery. But I am not going to let them win. I'm going to find an answer. If I have to go run naked through the street with a sign, I'm gonna get justice, and I'm gonna get some payback for the 20 years they stole from me. Because I listened to them. Yes, I have taken drugs. Oh my God. Shoot me now. But sometimes, the only time I can actually get up and move, if I do. Self-medicate. You help me out with my pain, I wouldn't have to go get that bottle. I wouldn't have to snort that line if you give me a muscle relaxer to get through my day. But they don't care. They don't see that. Because there's so many people that have ruined it for the rest of us by taking them to get high. I don't want to get high. I want to exist and have a life like everybody else, without excruciating pain every second of every day. I'm not letting them steal any more of my life. If I have to start writing letters to the president, I will fucking do it. Because I am done with these doctors stereotyping people who have had a history of drug use and mental illness. Pearson, wonderful doctor, been my doctor for 13 years, diagnosed with fibromyalgia 20 years ago. Last time I saw him, maybe we should send you to a rheumatologist to see if you have fibromyalgia. Excuse me? I do. And I told you that 13 years ago. Oh, and the rheumatologist he was going to see me to was going to be there on a TV screen. How is a rheumatologist going to diagnose me with anything if he can't touch me? So I have complained to Medicare. I have, I've just, I don't know what else to do, but I'm gonna fight, because my daughter is 29 years old and she's starting already with the symptoms that I did at that age. And she's had 4 children. I only had 2. I'm going to do something to find an answer for her, because I don't want her to end up not making it to the toilet, not being able to get to the toilet, not being able to have sex, not being able to have people touch you because your skin feels like it's on fire. I'm trying to save her. If I find an answer for me, maybe I can save her the pain that I have gone through for 20 years. I'm not doing it for myself. I'm doing it for my daughter and my granddaughter. Well, I've rambled on long enough. Nobody probably ever listened to this, but if you have lived with pain, no matter emotional or physical, I am truly sorry for you, and my heart goes out to you. Me and Bo. She's being Bo right now. Her personality, Bo, is out. She's very nice and cuddly and purry, but watch out for Psych, because she is crazy. I think she's got a hold of some drugs at that moment. So, thanks for listening, and you guys all have a wonderful evening. And my prayers go out to anyone who has a family member or a loved one that has mental illness, because believe me, they're not heard. And I haven't been on any psych meds in a long time, ever since I found out that the ones they had me on shouldn't have been together or over that long of a period of time, and should have been tested monthly by your doctor. The 5 years I was on it, I was tested twice. My blood drawn twice to check it. So, and apparently, each one of them separately could cause brain damage, but all of them together is very dangerous. So, please, if you have anybody, loved ones, check their meds and find out the side effects, because they are very, very dangerous. And some of them are not supposed to be long term. Good night and stay safe. This is Toby out. And Bo.